Welcome to Daily Conversation. This is
This is Eric.
today is the 22nd of March 2021 and the time now is 6:16 a.m. Well, today our topic is education doesn't work, and it is a video from it is an opinion from Elon Musk. So before we get started, please click the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, so here we go. Firstly, after hearing uh the opinion, the comments, the even criticism from Elon Musk, it actually reminds me of a topic which we discussed before, which is the Finland education.
Mm.
And I remember that in that topic we saw that in Finland there are more classes and activities outside the classroom, and then it is more related to reality,
Mm.
and it is something like from a perspective that uh, we apply what we learn on our real life. So for here also the same. Elon Musk criticized that school they kind of um, didn't focus on uh, why why they want to why students want to learn a particular subject. And I think maybe this is really a thing that uh, um, all all the education around the world need to think and consider. Yep, and actually, um, in our education nowadays, we have something like the learning outcome, which we can sometimes see from the textbook of any subject. They will have a learning outcome, and but the point is that um, it is not uh, uh, how to say they have the idea, but it's like we didn't focus uh, more on this, and we didn't do anything after uh, having the learning outcome. Yeah, so it is
Uh,
like yeah.
I don't get your means. Can you explain in detail for this
Oh
part?
yeah. For example, in mathematics textbook, many of the mathematics make textbook they will have the first few pages of a particular chapter, and then they will outline that what you will learn from this chapter, and then they will link to something which is in our real life. Yeah, and then it is something like how you can apply uh, a particular mathematics formula in our real life. And but our education stops here. I mean, the focus on how we can use how we can use these things and why we learn these subjects just stop here, and then it didn't goes to um, uh, uh, for example, like Elon Musk say to to disassemble the engine, and then from this they learn the usage of those tools. Yeah, we didn't go that much, but it is like we are still on the book. In Chinese uh, we have a saying is 纸上谈兵. Yeah, it is still on the book most of the time, even though sometimes we mention some of it on the textbook, but it still didn't go further to the to the reality.
And just now you talk about the mathematic
Yeah, yeah.
textbook. Did uh did mention how they teach us how to apply the particular formula in our reality. Is it true?
Um, it is something like, for example, if there is a chapter talk about probability, and then maybe at the first few pages, not all textbook, but some of them did tell us that what this probability is applying on in our reality.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, if let's say if the class uh they focus more on this, so they can just use the example on the textbook and then maybe do a demonstration in the classroom, how this probability work in the reality. So I think maybe it is quite different from our education system right now. So maybe it will be kind of uh, difficult for them to change because now we still focus on exam. Yeah, we still focus on um, whether you can memorize something and then you can write it out in the exam. So yeah, it's about the education system. It is quite um, hard to change, but I think it is something need to be considered.
Mm, but uh, yeah, in the past, I joined the tuition class,
Hmm.
and the tuition center teacher they also because they want to explain
Yeah.
the particular subject, the
Mm.
particular knowledge point to us. So for example, like just you say the probability,
Yeah.
and uh yeah, they'll teach us how to calculate, and they'll teach us what is this. For example, yn, yeah, yn we need to multiply, and yr we need to plus. They'll
Mm.
explain. So definitely they'll give the example.
Yeah.
Yeah. So uh I'm not sure is because of the teacher teacher uh a teacher itself, okay,
Mm.
or is the average uh average teaching level of teacher in
Mm.
Malaysia. I'm not sure. Mm. But so far uh I didn't I didn't I didn't meet those teacher, yeah, in tuition center who teach me like this.
Mm. You means you only met one teacher is like this?
No, yeah.
Oh, not even one.
Mm, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Uh uh but but uh you cannot say they have linked those things to reality. Yeah, maybe after you learn those probability,
Mm.
maybe you still can't easily to apply to the reality. But at least they'll explain the knowledge. At least they will explain the knowledge point quite well.
Mm.
They are not just like teach you something and ask you memorize. They'll
Mm.
explain you why it will be like that. Mm.
Yeah. 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 And then yeah, and just like Elon Musk said, um, by doing so, actually, it can help in uh, how to say, to cultivate the students' interest uh, to go to school. Yeah, it is not. I think for this part, Asian country and the Western countries are quite different. And in Asian country, we are. It seems like we are more focused on books, focus on memorizing uh, things on book. Yeah, and then um, yeah, next uh, in the video they he mentioned that uh, maybe we don't need a degree, we don't need university, we don't need college. Uh, for this part, I think it is not really like we don't need university or degree. It is something like mindset. Um, yeah, the mindset is like um, if the students can know why they learn a particular thing uh, from from kindergarten to maybe high school or even college, and then they actually not follow a standard path. The path is like you start from kindergarten and then you go to primary school, you go to high school, college, and then get a cert. After that, go to work. Yeah, this is it seems like it's a norm nowadays. Yeah, everybody do this, and then they just think this is the only way they can do. Yeah, because the maybe Elon Musk want to say that if uh, if the school focus more on uh, why they learn a subject, they let the students to know why they learn a particular thing, and then the students can something like self-learning. It can stimulate the self-learning ability. The students know what to learn, and then this will also increase their curiosity. They will find the things that they want to learn. Yeah, so it is like take away the limitation, and then put in the creativity.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
And
yeah, so this is what I think why he say this.
mm, yeah, and he mentioned one thing is really important, the learning outcome. So I think for all teachers and for all parents, we need to ask ourselves, yeah, even for our individuals, mm, what is the learning outcomes we want to achieve? Mm,
Mm.
yeah, and uh, in my opinion, what is the roles of teachers? Yeah, do you have any idea?
Um,
What is the roles of teacher in your
mm,
opinion?
yeah, the roles of teachers is um, yeah, it's a very good resource that provided to students in pursuing their knowledge.
Mm, yeah, and to me, the role of teachers is uh shorten. Yeah, they have to shorten the learning curve. Yeah, they have to help the student shorten the learning curve. Mm. And this is the first, and second is they need to tell the students why they need to study a particular subject.
Mm,
Mm, yeah, or why they need to study a particular knowledge. Mm.
mm,
And yeah, actually, I face a lot of obstacle when I try to do the self learning. Mm. And Yeah. Even though now we can search a lot of things from the internet,
Yeah.
but just like I say in previous conversation, we can't really know what the return we can get
Mm.
from learning something.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though you can search the benefit uh uh from learning something, okay, but those benefit you don't you don't have a clear idea. Yeah, what's the benefits? You just know, yeah, maybe you can become after learning this, you can become more smart or something like this.
Mm.
Mm. You don't
Yeah.
have a really clear idea about it. Mm. Or maybe I would say let's say after learn the mathematics, hey, and you can do the calculation. Mm. Yeah, so that you won't get cheat. Mm.
Mm.
Uh, when you buy something. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not true, right? Because nowadays we go to supermarket, we, yeah, even though we go to retail store, we
Mm.
uh they won't they won't cheat you. Yeah, they won't give you a wrong amount
Mm.
of exchange, right? Of
Yeah.
the change. Mm.
Yeah.
So uh yeah, this reason doesn't make any sense. Mm. Yeah. And when I first learned the Python and the Excel,
Mm.
mm, and actually I hope people can tell me and also can teach me what can be achieved and what is the use case. Mm, uh, if I have learned the Python and the Excel. Mm.
Mm.
And I think this is about the unknowns. Yeah. And if something isn't in your mind, then you can't do the search.
Mm.
For
Yeah.
example, in your mind, you just think your Excel can just do the simple calculation. You don't even aware there are so many formula you can use in Excel, and you don't even aware you can combine all these formula and then and then you can use this to do something. Yeah, you didn't aware of this. So uh yeah, so obviously you can't really know what's the use case of Excel and what Excel can achieve. Yeah, what you can achieve by using Excel. Mm. So I think for the roles of teacher is the first is shorten the learning curve. The second
Mm.
is tell you why you need to learn this. Mm. So this is like uh they tell you why you learn this. So uh at the beginning you don't have any idea in your mind.
Yeah.
So they tell you you are able to do this after you learn this. So yeah, they put a seed in your mind,
Mm.
and to grow the seed is your job. Mm. And they can help you. They can help you uh uh in the park. They can teach you how to grow the seed to become a big tree. Mm. Yeah. So that this is how they help you to shorten the learning curve. Mm,
Yeah.
mm. And okay, and we can look at a few subjects. For example, here I have list down a few subjects. Uh,
Okay.
uh, we will study in our secondary school and also some of it we study since primary school. Okay.
Yeah.
For example, the first is the language. Why
Mm.
we need to learn the language? For example, we have Malay. We have Malay. We have Malay language. We have English. We have Chinese. Why we
Yeah.
need to learn different language?
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. So this is a
Yeah,
question.
it's a question. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So to me, firstly, because of the culture. So um, for our own language, our mother tongue language, uh, we need to know. Um, and then for the other two language, Malay is our national language, and English is the international language. And in short, languages are the tools that we use to communicate. So yeah, by learning these three languages, yeah, can help us in our real life, living in at least in Malaysia.
Then if we talk about like Chinese is our mother language,
Yeah,
and I believe you can speak quite well before you before you go to primary school, right?
primary school. So it means still kindergarten.
Yeah,
Okay.
before primary school you can speak quite well already, is it?
Um. Yeah, maybe still can communicate for some basic things in real life.
Mm. Yeah, so why we still need to spend primary school like 6 years
Mm.
and secondary school, some other people is 6 years. We need to spend another 12 years to study this mother language.
Um. Yeah, I think it's needed. It's needed if you say before primary school. Before
Mm,
primary school, I think
yeah, yeah,
let's
yeah, I
say your
know.
mother. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I miss before so just now I asked your question.
Mm.
Before primary school, you can speak quite well in Chinese already, right? Hmm. And just now you say yes. So since we can speak quite well
Mm.
before we go to primary school, and why we still need to spend another 12 years, primary school 6 years?
Mm.
Yeah, because primary school 6 years and secondary school about 6 years to study the Chinese.
Yeah, because it is like before you are before you go to primary school, maybe at that time it is enough for you as a kid. Yeah, but you will grow up, and when you grow up and your age increase, so yeah, that you need more in deep languages. So so you have to learn, and then I believe that before primary school, you can write uh, much character. Let's say our first language, Chinese,
Mm,
and you may not know the pinyin. So even you use the technology, you still cannot type out the words, and you cannot write out the words.
mm. Okay,
Yeah.
then how
So
okay.
mm.
Then how about uh before primary school? Your Chinese already quite well, right? Sorry, before secondary school.
Oh,
You can use a pinyin. You can
okay.
say some old saying.
Mm.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah. So before secondary school, your Chinese language already quite well.
Mm.
Then why you need to spend another 6 years to learn the Chinese more deeper? Yeah, to learn the
Um.
Chinese deeper.
Um. Quite well, but yeah, it depends on uh yeah, how well can primary school students uh I mean possess a language. Uh, yeah, because
They
I
can
think
communicate. Mm. Yeah, and actually, uh, yeah, I think you don't really learn the Chinese language from the Chinese subject. Mm. And like in the secondary school, we don't really learn more vocab or something. Yeah, and this is about like we prepare for the exam. For example, XPM exam. Have you attended the XPM Chinese exam?
yeah, yes.
Oh yeah, and we have something like we need to summary from a paragraph. Mm,
Mm,
yeah, and also we need to write an essay. Mm,
yeah.
and then there are some multiple choice. Mm, and test our like the really old saying. uh,
Mm,
those
yeah,
谚语.
yeah.
Yeah, the proverb is it? Yeah, I forget
Mm,
already. Mm,
yeah.
yeah. So those thing is we don't really have the chance to use in reality. So
Mm,
why we need to learn that? For example,
yeah.
and also beside of those proverb, to summarize something from a whole paragraph. Is this so important to us? And also, yeah, and yes, and since because you have taken the Chinese XPM, I believe you have taken the English XPM, you also
Mm-mm.
have taken the Malay SPM,
Yeah.
and you can find something quite interesting. All these subject, yeah, all these subject in the exam, they will have one part which is the summary. You
Mm,
have to summary from a paragraph. Yeah, no matter in English, no matter in Chinese, no matter in Malay, you
yeah.
have to do this. Mm. And you have the essay. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Essay
Mm.
writing, right?
So yeah, you can see if you try to find the similarity,
Mm,
this two is the most important thing. And these two things, the summary skills and the writing skill, is the most important thing. Uh, the language and the exam want to train us. So this is the direction. So why? And this is no longer about, like just now you say, the communication. This is no longer about the communication anymore. Mm, yeah. If you have the basic mother language before you goes to primary school, and then after that, uh, you don't learn Chinese in deep. I
mm,
believe you still can speak Chinese quite well, because as you grow, as you speak more, yeah, and you can speak more well. Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, it is not because we only can learn the language from the school. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah, we can learn the language uh in daily basis. Mm. As long as we speak and we listen, we are in the environment.
yeah.
Yeah. So all that doesn't make sense. Yeah. Just now, the first reason I asked you why we need to study the language, you say this is about the communication.
Mm,
And then I asked you, uh I asked you, before primary school we can speak Chinese quite well already. Then why we need to spend another 12 years to continue to learn the Chinese? And you say because we cannot type. We cannot write.
mm.
We don't know
That's
the
not enough.
proverb. Mm, yeah. So that, yeah, we may need to learn the pinyin. We may need to learn how to write.
Mm,
Otherwise, we cannot use the technology. We cannot use the phone. Mm. Okay. Then how about another 6 year? Yeah. After primary school, you have learned all this. Yeah.
mm,
Mm. So, can you see that we don't really know why? we need to learn a particular subject,
Yeah.
even language. Mm, yeah. And for language, okay, for language, communication is just the basics. Mm, yeah, communication is the basics. But uh it doesn't require you, yeah, to speak like native. Mm, yeah. As long as you can use the language to do the communications, then it's okay. Yeah.
Mm.
And you say, just now you say, if we don't know how to write, if we don't know how to use a pinyin, how can we use the how we can use the phone to type the vocab, to type the sentence. Yeah.
Mm.
And yeah, actually we can speak. Right.
Yeah,
Mm.
but for now, still
And
not
also,
that uh
uh,
feasible, right? For
why?
now, I know we have the voice recognition, right? That can
No, I mean, you can speak. Yeah. Other people listen to your voice.
yeah, but
So
sometimes you
that
need
they,
to write, right? Like writing a letter, writing an email.
yeah.
Hmm.
Mm. And then yeah, we have another tools, which is the translation.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, but yeah, but for now, that is not really that feasible. I mean, the technology didn't reach that uh accuracy so that we can really use that use this conveniently. Yeah, maybe after 5 or 10 years, really maybe we can use just speaking to translate it
No.
into words.
Yeah. No, it's not the case. Let me tell you why.
Mm.
Uh, writing an email and writing something to let other people know your thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not about the language itself. Yeah, it's whether you are putting yourself into other people's shoes. Yeah, you have to think. Uh, what would they think after read your sentence? Because you want to deliver the message to them.
Mm.
You don't want to deliver a wrong message to them. So
Yeah.
after you write the sentence, after you type the sentence, no matter it is an email or no matter it is a message, yeah, you need to guess uh what they will think after they read this message. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
So yeah, for example, yesterday I asked you uh uh yeah whether you are interested to
Mm.
the memory class. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe some people will ask this like this. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like yeah, Mr. K, have you listened to the show? Yeah, it is good. Hmm.
Mm.
Have you interest to that? Yeah.
Yeah. So
Do you
you
have interest?
directly jump to
Yeah. Hmm.
the second or third question,
Yeah.
right?
Do you have interest to that? Yeah. If you ask like this and other people yeah uh yeah other people uh uh may reply you, yeah, it's quite good. It's a good course or something. It's a good show like this. Hmm. Then you just waste the time. You didn't uh direct to the point.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
because other people don't actually know what you are thinking and 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 what is your intention. So you better tell them uh what is your plan.
Mm.
And then uh whether they want to join or something like that. Mm.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to ensure your message uh don't have a mislead information. Mm. After they read the message, they will only get the information that you want to deliver. Mm.
Yeah.
And this is not about the language. Yeah, this is not about language. I can say this. And as long as you can use one language to construct the sentence, you can use a translator to translate. and you just send. You don't need to care about the grammar, about the vocab mistake, something like that. They can read. They really can read.
Yeah.
Mm. And and we also can, yeah. If you think your communication skill in terms of language, your language skills is not good enough, you can give some example. You can explain more detail. Yeah, so we avoid them to mis to mis to mis to mislead the intention. I mean uh to to misunderstand your intention. For example, in our conversation, we have a lot of example, right? I will
Mm.
tell you, yeah, for example, yeah, for instance, mm, yeah. So this is uh yeah. Even though we may speak, yeah, even even if one person can speak quite well,
Yeah.
yeah, can speak a language like natives, uh, but they still need to provide the example to let other people really know what they're trying to say. Mm.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
this is not about the language.
Yeah. Agree.
Mm. Okay. And okay, to me, why we need to learn the language? Yeah. And if you look at the syllabus of our primary school, secondary school, actually, uh, okay, what the Ministry of Education trying to teach us, trying to let us learn, uh, what they want, what the primary, sorry, what Ministry of Education trying to let us learn is actually, uh, I mean, for the language,
Mm.
is actually the critical thinking. Yeah, yeah. They want us to learn about the critical thinking through the language.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
We use the language that we have learned to deal with the problem. For example, summary, writing an essay, express our opinion, express our mind, express the point in our mind.
Yeah.
Mm. And and they also have a lot of, like, the multiple choice and other part in the exam. They want us, they want to test us whether we can know we can know and apply the language in a nuanced case. So they'll have a little difference. Mm. Yeah, and we really need to uh learn in deep so we can know the difference. Mm.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. For example, like in English, uh we have eat, ate, mm,
Yeah.
yeah, and eaten. So how what's the difference? Mm. So it's something like this. So this is the nuance. But the
Mm.
most important thing as you grow up, the Ministry of Education trying to teach you is about the critical thinking, which is the writing and understanding.
Mm. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, this is what we can learn from the language. Mm. And look at the essay. Uh, yeah. We don't really write the essay by ourselves. We memorize the essay.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, okay, this is the language. How about
Mm.
the science? Mm.
Yeah.
Why we
Science.
need to learn this?
Um. Uh. Yeah. I think for this. Maybe at a very basic level, let's say in the primary school, it is. It is some. Uh. How to say? It is some. It is not common sense. It is like. The commons. Uh. The some basic science that explain uh, why something uh, behave like this.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, I agree. This is the common sense, and I would say this is the general knowledge and understanding about the world.
Mm,
Mm. We need to learn this because we live in this world. We know, uh, we are not live in a world that that use uh that we don't need to eat food. And we breathe in, like for example, we breathe in the nitrogen. mm, we
mm,
breathe in the nitrogen. We are in a world that we need to breathe in the oxygen. Then we need to breathe in the oxygen, and we need to consume the food.
mm,
And why
yeah.
we need to consume the food? Because we need energy. And
Mm,
what the energy come from is the calorie. Yeah.
mm,
And 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 why calorie uh will transform into energy. Yeah. It's because of the it's because of some of the okay, because our body cannot directly consume the nutrition of the energy, the nutrition of the food. Yeah. So after we add the food, okay, and our body would try to convert those foods into some nutrition. And what are those nutrition? We have two type of nutrition: macronutrition and micronutrition. Macronutrition is have three: uh, carbohydrate, protein, fat. Mm. And
mm,
micronutrition, we have a lot, like zinc, vitamin, or something like, a lot of that.
yeah.
So all of this is about the general knowledge. And you also need to learn the general knowledge about the universe, about the plant, about the animal, about
Mm,
human. Yeah, all this.
yeah.
mm, yeah. So this is the science. Yeah. Then how about the history?
Um, his story. Yeah, his story is know about the past. Before. Um, and mostly is it is like something uh recorded in our human uh how to say human lifetime. It's not on an individual. It is like taking human as a uh whole picture to see.
Mm. Uh, yeah, but this I means the human history. Human history is only just one history. We have a lot of history, right? For example, like the country history,
Hmm.
and we have like, a lot. For example, like the stock market history is also one of the history, and we also have like the language history. We have a lot of history. Why we need to
Yeah,
learn that?
yeah. I think it is something like a records,
Mm.
and then more or less we will improve, right? So it is something like the accumulation of what it is. If it is a language, it is like an accumulation of knowledge, and then of course the newer one may replace the old one. Yeah, but they still need to have the record uh to look back.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. We have a record, but why I need to learn that? You can record by yourself. I don't. Why I need to learn that? Yeah, if you are a teacher, the student asks you this
Mm.
question, you say record, right? You can have your own record. Yeah, you can upload. All this information to the blockchain, and everyone can see. But why I need to learn this?
Um, um,
Yeah, for example, we have the world history.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in the past we didn't have car. Yeah,
Mm.
this is a world history and
Yeah.
plus the technology history. Initially we don't have car. We use the train. Mm, yeah, and those train is powered by using the coal.
Mm. Yeah.
Mm, it's not powered by the electricity. Mm.
Yeah.
So uh then then we get the improvement. So yeah, in the past we only have the we transport by using the horse. Now we transport by using the car. Mm.
Mm.
And then in the past we don't have we don't have this digitalized uh uh a digital document. We don't have a soft copy document. We only have hard copy.
Yeah.
Mm. And uh and yeah 10 years ago we for example like 10 years ago we have hard copy. We have uh we had a photocopy machine. Yeah,
Yeah.
but maybe like 50 years ago we don't have photocopy machine and you have to type. But we have the typewriter. And at the time if you want to write a book, you want to publish a book, you need to type. Yeah, you need to type the every characters. Yeah, every text. Yeah, and then you can sell the book.
Mm.
And yeah, and you cannot do like the photocopy machine. Yeah, you can photo 1,000 copies in a day. Yeah, and
Yeah.
you need to type each text by your own if you want to publish your uh if you want to publish your book, you want to sell your book. Hmm. So at that time, yeah, knowledge is only controlled by a small group of people because only rich people are affordable to buy the book.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, and we know if we want to learn things from people from people mouths, it will have it will have the mistake. Yeah, because people cannot say something exactly every time.
Mm.
Mm. But the book can. And also at that time we don't have a recorder. Yeah, we cannot record down what other people say. Yeah, but for book, yeah, and they can think twice before they write. Yeah, before they communicate with you through the book. Yeah, they write their idea, they write the explanation, and then you can read one times, two times, three times. You can read a lot of time until you understand what they want to trying to say. Yeah.
Mm.
So start from the photocopy uh start from the decade they invention of photocopy machine. Mm. And our world are in information bombing age. Yeah, are in the
Mm.
era of information bombing
Yeah.
because we can communicate, we can share the knowledge through the book. Yeah, through the hard copy. Yeah, and before this is the typewriter, and before the typewriter era, yeah, uh, yeah, we don't have typewriter. We need to write by our own. Yeah, and human handwriting is terrible. Mm. So this is the improvement. Yeah, this is how we have. This is how this is how we get to this point. Mm. We have the phone. Yeah, we have the soft copy, and
Mm.
we can use the Wi-Fi. All that. Mm. And what is important? Mm. You can see. You can see. What have changed? Yeah, through the history, what have changed? And the most important thing is not what have changed. It's actually what doesn't change. Yeah,
Oh.
what thing doesn't change. And yeah, this is also the point mentioned in Atomic Habit. And we have read the contents, right?
Mm.
And yeah, it say I think is it say one of the person who write the Power of Habit, yeah, or maybe it's the other person. He say in the past, I miss this James Clear. He say, yeah, in the past we have some paper discuss about the habit. And habit have four steps. Yeah, the cue and a cue, routine, craving, reward. And he say, yeah, uh, in the past, the paper discuss about what does change. But it didn't mention what doesn't change. Mm. Yeah. So I mean, in his story, this is the most important thing. We need to learn what doesn't change. For example, like greed, human greed, and the fearful, yeah, greed and
Mm.
fear, yeah, this thing never change. Mm,
Yeah.
yeah, so we can guide. You can use this to guide in your investing decision. Mm, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and uh by understand what doesn't change, we need to acquiring data. We need to acquiring a lot of data so that we need to fit in the data as input in our brain so that we can process, then we can have the output. The output, what is the output? Is the regular patterns. Yeah, the regular patterns. Mm. So this is the, yeah, the regular pattern. The regular pattern is the thing that what doesn't change. That is the thing that doesn't change. Mm.
Mm.
Yeah. So this is a history, and how about the mathematics?
Yeah. Mathematics.
Mm.
Um. Mathematics. Yeah. Mathematics can be applied on anything which uh can be quantified in our real life.
Mm.
Uh. Let's say we can calculate our money, and then if we start a business, we can calculate the figures. Yeah, whether what figures, what goals you want to achieve.
Mm.
And then on many other places, like um, uh, let's say you want to calculate yeah, almost anything. Like you use it in science, you use it in uh, uh, um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Uh.
it's
Yeah. And I believe all of us know how to plus minus multiply divide
yeah,
the number, right?
yeah, some basic
uh.
function in
mm,
calculation, a calculator.
uh. Yeah. But are they really know how to apply the mathematics into their real life? For example, I tell you, I only know, uh, I only know how importance of mathematics
Yeah.
after I cross like 18 years old, or after I cross like 20 years old. Mm. Yeah, I only know how important uh the mathematics was. Mm. Yeah. So in the past in the past we learned all this. We have learned the plus minus, multiply, divide. And now I only use, we can say we only use like the plus minus, multiply, divide. We don't really have the chance to use uh uh like some those mathematic formula and the additional mathematic formula
Yeah.
to calculate like the area of the size of the rectangle. Yeah.
Mm.
Of the size of the uh cylinder.
Yeah.
圆柱体 something like that. We don't really yeah, we don't even uh have a chance to use a pipe. Yeah,
Mm.
3.342 or something like that. Yeah, I forget
Yeah.
already. Yeah, we don't even have the chance to use that. Why we need to learn all that? Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. And okay, to me, mathematics is a perspective allow you to quantify your idea and some theory in order for you to improve your understanding.
Okay.
For example, you want to do the startup like me, and your nature of business is doing do the accounting. Yeah, uh you find the client, and then you find the client who want to outsource their account to you.
Mm.
Yeah, so you help them to prepare the financial statement,
Yeah.
and do the tax and do the tax submission. Yeah. So uh you are running an accounting firm. In short, you are running an accounting firm. And okay, if you want to do a startup, okay, then how do you apply mathematics? Yeah. For example, I have two choices. I can go Singapore to work. I can do a startup in Malaysia, in JB,
Mm.
let's say. Yeah. And okay, um in the past, one of my friends want to do a startup with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he think, yeah, we can earn we can earn some money. Yeah. It will be a successful startup. It will be a successful business because the market is great. Mm.
Mm.
Then yeah, I asked him a question. Mm. If both of us want to do the startup, okay, then how many clients we need to have in order for us to earn 3,000 ringgit each per month,
Mm.
right? This you can do you can calculate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But uh, but many people, they don't really uh they don't really they don't really have the awareness to apply mathematics to do this kind of calculation. They'll just, yeah, do the suck up and find customer.
Yeah.
And at the end, after 6 months, after 1 year, you find out, wow, this is not a good business. Because I cannot do so many accounts. For example, let's do a simple calculation.
Mm.
Mm, for example, each of the company's account uh will help you generate 1,000 income, 1,000 ringgit income per year. Okay, 1,000. So that's mean, if let's say two-person, you need to have a salary of 3,000 per month.
Mm.
So it's 6,000. 6,000 times 12 months, right?
Yeah.
So it's 72,000. 72,000 you divided by 1,000. So at least you need to have 72 clients per year.
Mm.
You
To break
just you
even.
just yeah, you just a startup company. How can you find 72 companies? Yeah, who yeah which want to outsource their account to use? Mm,
Mm.
yeah, 72 companies. Mm, yeah, and this is the revenue. This is not the net profit. You need to deduct. Uh, you may need to deduct the rental, and the transport, because you need to go to the the client's location to get the document.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to hire a staff. And yeah, if you say, yeah, two-person, yeah, you don't want to hire the staff, then two-person, how can you finish 72 companies in a year, because uh most of their accounting period are ended in December 31st of December. Yeah. So yeah, maybe half of the account. Let's say like the 35 account are ended in 31st of December.
Yeah.
And how can you complete 30 companies accounts in 2 or 3 months? Mm.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is not a good startup. Yeah. Right. So
Mm.
you can use a simple mathematics to do the calculation, but you don't have the awareness. You don't know how to apply this to calculate something. Yeah. So I say mathematics is uh you don't really need a lot of knowledge. Yeah. If you can know plus minus, multiply, divide, yeah, and you know some others how to calculate the probability, you know the and the or, you know some simple,
Mm.
you know some simple mathematics, logic, mm, and you can do the calculation. Mm. And this is the perspective to quantify your idea and theory in order to improve your understanding to a particular thing. Mm. Yeah, for
Mm.
example, in the past, I show you about mm, the different approaches to deal with the mental cost. Yeah, and it's just a simple. When the mental cost is huge, what we need to do. When the mental cost is small, what we need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's based on the mathematics. And of course, uh, uh, the background is the mathematics, economics, and also the psychology. But actually, the main thing is the mathematics. Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, so we don't really know why we need to learn a particular subject. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. And so this, I think, this is the role of teacher. Yeah, this is what teacher need to teach us. Yeah, otherwise, we need to spend years in order to understand this thing. Mm.
Mm.
Right? You need to
Yep.
spend
Yep.
years. But teachers can tell you this, so it can definitely shorten the learning curve. Mm.
Mm.
Yeah. So this is the thing I want to share for today. You have anything want to add in?
No.
Hmm. Okay, so that's all for our today conversations. How do you feel? Did you enjoy the conversations? Please tell us what you think of our conversation. And we are not native speakers. If you found any vocab or grammar mistakes that we made, please also comment to let us know, because we want to learn more and improve ourselves. Remember to like and subscribe to us. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.